Okoye, 3 others as INEC commissioners. In business, Nigeria's trade index grows to 7.21 trillion naira. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopia accepts peace deal terms with Eritrea, ending a 2-year war. Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Superscreen's flagship news, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. The Senate has confirmed the appointment of Festus Okoye as the National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Other nominees confirmed include Ahmed Mahmoud Bello, Monday Udo Tom Akwa Ibom, and Atahiru Gbamadami as Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC.
The Senate has confirmed Festus Okoye as National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Other nominees confirmed include Ahmed Mahmoud Bello, Monday Udo Tom, and Atahiru Gbamadami as Resident Electoral Commissioners, RECs. Presenting the committee report, Senator Nazif said the rejection of Ahmed Bello Mahmoud for the 3rd time is based on the petition from a state governor, a notion faulted by the Senator Kaben Marafa, who insists his rejection is baseless and without reason.
The Senate Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission, after a careful scrutiny of the curriculum vitae and other accompanying document and security clearances of Barrister Festus Okoye, Elder Monday Udo Tom, and Mr. Atahiru Gbamadami, and having been satisfied about their exposure, experience, performance, qualifications, and integrity, except Ahmed Bello Mahmoud, who had petitioned against him from the state, the committee recommends as follows. 1. That the Senate do confirm the nomination of A. Festus Okoye, Imo State, National Electoral Commission. B. Elder Monday Udo Tom, Akwa Ibom State, Resident Electoral Commissioner. C. Garba Atahiru Madame, Niger State, Resident Electoral Commissioner. As National Electoral Commissioners and Resident Electoral Commissioners, respectively. 2. That the Senate do reject the nomination of Ahmed Bello Mahmoud as Resident Electoral Commissioner representing Zamfara State for the 3rd time.
But Senator Kaben Marafa faulted the committee report, insisting that the rejection of the nominee for being a non-indigent of a state holds no water. Marafa, who accused the INEC committee chairman of compromise, said the petition was not accompanied with a sworn affidavit as required by Senate rules.
Mr. President, this report, again, I want to say, is not a true testimony of what happened in the committee of INEC. Senator Nezipi compromised. Yes, he compromised. Yes, he compromised, and I have evidence. I will show it.
Senator Marafa, I have to call you to order. That is, no, you can't say that. You cannot say that.
Supporting Senator Marafa's stand, Senator James Manager expressed displeasure with the committee's report on the ground that the committee did not investigate the petition against Ahmed Mahmoud Bello.
As far as I'm concerned, this report is not very complete. Not very complete in the sense that it's talking about the committee in receipt of a petition. The committee has not come out to say what the committee investigated and the outcome and the result of that petition in rejecting this particular nominee.
After a long deliberation, the lawmakers, however, rejected the committee report and approved Ahmed Mahmoud Bello's nomination and 3 other nominees via voice votes.
The Senate confirmed the nomination of Elder Monday Udo Tom as Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent Electoral Commissioner. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. With the Senate confirmed the nomination of Atahiru Gbamadami as nomination as the Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Ahmed Bello Mahmoud as Resident Electoral Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Barrister Festus Okoye as National Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
After persuasion from his colleagues, Marafa withdrew the statement and apologized to the committee chairman.
Looking at the honor done to Zamfara State, not me, by my colleagues, I am most humbled by the solidarity extended to me and the people of Zamfara State. And in view of that, Mr. President, I want to sincerely apologize to all of them and to everybody that feels offended by what I said about the committee of INEC, including the chairman and the people of Bauchi State where he represents.
The successful nominees were charged to contribute a quota to transform election process in the country.
Now, the House of Rep members Abdul Mumin Jibrin and Mohammed Gudaji also face the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the House of Representatives for daring to bear their minds on the impeachment threat issued against President Muhammadu Buhari at an emergency joint session of the National Assembly. Jibrin returned recently from a 180 legislative day suspension on account of bringing the House to disrepute with his comments on 2016 budget. This followed the adoption of a motion on breach of privilege by Sunday Karimi and Nicholas Osai. Now, the Senate has demanded Defense Minister Dan Ali Masar to immediately withdraw his statement that anti-open grazing law in Benue and Taraba State should be abrogated. The Senate resolved that the anti-open grazing law in some states was validly enacted. The minister has suggested the suspension of the implementation of anti-grazing laws in some states while negotiating safe routes for herders.
In the mind of the Minister of Defense of this nation, the only way he can solve the problem of hundreds and thousands of people being killed in the state of Benue and Taraba is that the law they made against open grazing of cattle, where you cannot control the conflict between herdsmen and farmers, should be removed, so that whatever semblance of a law to keep law and order should be removed, so that anarchy can go on as it was the case before. We think that this republic is being misadvised by those who have been given appointments to take responsibility for the good governance of this nation. And therefore, they must be called to order. We must also advise the Minister of Defense to promptly withdraw that statement and advise whichever body he claims has approved that request that he has now brought to the public domain.
It is very ridiculous to have associated these killings to the anti-grazing law that was passed by the two states. As ably submitted by my colleagues that have spoken before me, I am not sure. I want to believe maybe the minister was carried away by the camera before him while he was speaking. Because in his home state, Zamfara, there is no anti-grazing law. And in fact, like Senator Gamade said, the killing that is going on in Zamfara is as much of the same volume as in
Now, former Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Kayode Fayemi, has formally bowed out of office with a special valedictory session held in his honor. President Muhammadu Buhari and led other members of the Federal Executive Council to bid the Ekiti State governorship candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC farewell at a brief event held inside the council chambers of the presidential villa, Abuja. The president described Fayemi as a man of sound intellect, pointing out that the minister's contributions helped the president's administration achieve progress, especially in the solid minerals sector. The All Progressives Congress, APC in Ekiti State, has criticized Governor Ayodele Fayose and his People's Democratic Party PDP Kolapo Olushola for visiting public schools to canvass for votes. The APC said visiting public schools during school hours to disrupt academic exercise was a condemnable and reckless politicking that has no merit in modern democratic governance. The Publicity Secretary, Taiwo Olatubosun, accused Fayose of alleged election fraud by going around schools to collect teachers' voter cards for a fee, after which the cards were allegedly photocopied and taken to the governor. And away from that, crisis brewing at the Nigeria Bar Association NBA Ikeja branch over who takes the leadership of the association seems to have been resolved. The NBA's second national vice president, Monday Ubani, discussed this to journalists after meeting of the leadership of the association and its members in Ikeja, Lagos.
The great thing about Ikeja branch is that we're very resilient. There is no issue that we cannot resolve. Remember the time I was coming in as a chairman, 2012, 2014, you know, there was issue also. We had to go to court. But at the end of the day, we resolved it. Elders stepped in and then people had to share their sword. So there has been this arrangement also that after the tenure of this current leadership, somebody who was once recognized by the national body, but who stepped down for the sake of peace, should be encouraged to become the chairman of the branch through an electoral process. So I'm so happy the way elders, people like Femi Falana, Mr. Adeshina San, Tunde Adejiwe, Otaru San, Lawa Pedro, you know, so many other, even Muniz Banirera is not here. So many senior advocates of Nigeria that are members of the branch, they all sent in their word that whatever we can do, Laye Babatunde San, that this matter should be resolved very peacefully.
Barrister Monday Ubani speaking there. And now moving on, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned the Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Babayo Gamawa, and 5 others over an alleged 500 million naira fraud. Gamawa was at some point Speaker, Bauchi State House of Assembly, Deputy Governor, and Senator representing Bauchi North. The case, which first came up at the Federal High Court, Bauchi, was presided over by the Chief Judge, Justice Mohammed Shitu Abubakar. Counsel for the FCC, Abubakar Aliyu, said the defendants were accused of laundering 500 million naira in 2015. However, he maintained that the EFCC is yet to establish any proof as to whether the money was from Dasuki's arms deal or part of DSNA campaign funds. Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DEPOWA, has graduated 44 students in different vocations in its Skills Acquisition Center. Speaking at the graduation ceremony held in Abuja, President of the association, Mobolanle Olunishaki, charged the students to act on what they have learned. Omobolanle also said since the inception of the empowerment program, participants have been given very straight starter packs and financial assistance in their fields of endeavors.
The take-up of this skill center, the Power Skill Center, was effective January 2016. So we've trained a lot of widows too. And of course, like you see, we don't just train our widows. We also buy them starter packs. We give them money to rent shops so that their businesses can commence immediately. Apart from the fact, they are contending with the fact of losing their husbands and the breadwinner. They're also, of course, facing other challenges as regards to taking care of themselves and their children. Hence, the poor, came in to assist them so that they can be self-sufficient through vocational training, so that they can earn a living for themselves and their children.
Is aimed at developing the human capital and rendering help to the less privileged in the society. Now, Fulani herdsmen have launched a deadly attack on Guma and Logo local government areas of Benue State, leading to the death of 8 people, while several others were injured and some still missing. The 2 local government areas have since the New Year Day faced incessant attacks. Report says the attackers invaded Seshan in Sagev Guma Council area and forcibly entered their houses while villagers were asleep. According to report, among the victims were 2 students who had gone to the community to write the National Examination Council, NECO. A group identified as Friends of Earth Nigeria has accused multinationals of using false certifications to infringe on the rights of landowners and local communities across the country. A registrar of Wellspring University, Edith Afam, discussed this while delivering a lecture on the theme, Solution to Large-Scale Oil Palm Plantation. Afam identified certification as the major cause of land grabbing and called for better means of protecting people, a view corroborated by other speakers at the event.
The process by which RSP or these bodies give oil companies the tag or the trademark to say, come, your product has met world standard or world requirements. Do we understand? International requirement. That's why today every company wants to go global. Every company wants to make sure that they are at the point where people recognize their goods, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria.
What we have is a non-binding gentleman's agreement that, look, let us observe certain things so that the product of your enterprise will be a good one. And what are we talking about? Palm oil specifically. I intend to show, I intend to poo-poo the very foundation of the so-called ROSP.
Who spoke about the importance of the event on nation building, urged government to address the situation of land grabbing.
We raise our voices to the world and to expose the lies of Okomu Oil Palm PLC Company. We have reviewed the activities and we all agree that the round table sustainable palm oil certification is a false solution because it does not address environmental and social problems in the community.
They are coming to our land is a disadvantage where there's no advantage of it. We are not fighting the government, neither fighting the company. We have to fight for our rights.
Okomu oil is another Dracula in Nigeria, sucking the blood of the people dry, of which the government is celebrating as an employment creator. Whereas the contrary, it is entirely different because they don't have any employment opportunity for the communities.
But today we are taking a dimension that, for us, it becomes very germane, such that the round table sustainable oil palm certification, which some of these agricultural or manufacturing industries tout about, is not something we consider.
You're still watching Superscreen News at 8, coming up in business. Nigeria's trade index grows to 7.21 trillion naira. Join us for details of these and more after this time out. One more thing to say with us. Nigeria has recorded an increase of 1.18 trillion naira in merchandise trade from 6.02 trillion naira in the fourth quarter of last year to 7.21 trillion naira in the first quarter of this year. The figures are contained in the Foreign Trade Goods Report released by the National Bureau of Statistics. The report said the trade value of 7.21 trillion naira is also on an increase of 35.07% when compared to the 5.33 trillion naira recorded in the corresponding first quarter of 2017. The West African Gas Pipeline Project has expressed commitment to strengthen gas pipelines across West African countries. Minister of State for Petroleum, Ibe Kachiku, discussed this at the 17th West African Gas Pipeline Authority Committee of Ministers meeting held in Abuja.
This project has been flagged under NEPAD as probably the icon project amongst cooperation with African countries. And it is absolutely important that we do whatever we can to ensure the sustainability of this relationship. It has floundered here and there, sometimes not sufficient gas, sometimes issues of payments. But I think the founding fathers, our leaders, the heads of state, have remained very committed to ensuring that whatever were the deals of setting up of this relationship is carried to its natural fruition and get better. I'm one of those who are very futuristic in thinking and look forward to the day when we will have adequate gas supply and gas connectivity all over the West African region so that power will become available to our citizens. And when production issues that we sometimes have in Nigeria would have been solved for good, and obviously the financial muscles or payment system that are essential to drive this process and make the company profitable would have been put in place. It is a job we cannot afford not to deliver on, because I think providing power to the African people, especially the West African people, is probably the single most important development item in this subcontinent. And it's absolutely important that all of us as brother ministers continue to work very laboriously.
On a spot, the Managing Director of West Africa Gas Pipeline Company, Watts Perez, called for cooperation amongst all parties involved in providing power to West African region.
Honorable Ministers, I must emphasize that the YP is a tangible community asset built to operate as a commercial enterprise